back to the HaneyBiz Project with host Mark Haney.
All right. Welcome back to the HaneyBiz Project, brought to you courtesy of Kim Silver's HR. If you have employees, you also face an ever-changing compliance responsibility. Do not go it alone. Call Kim Silver's HR. I'm Mark Haney, and today I am joined by Jose Blanco, founder and managing partner of the Central Valley Fund. How you doing, Jose?
I'm doing excellent, Mark. Thanks.
Thank you for coming down. I know you have a lot of big stuff, a lot of irons in the fire. Look forward to hearing as much as we can about the Central Valley Fund. But let's get to know Jose Blanco a little bit. How did you end up starting the fund back several years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, the idea started with another partner and I. He was from the Central Valley. We were both living in the Bay Area, working in a sort of a .com startup and that sort of thing, raising capital. And we were kind of concerned with the whole notion of the whole internet and this non-revenue generating, non-cash flow businesses. Yeah. And he said, no, the Valley, starting from Sacramento all the way on down, have these nice traditional operating businesses that need capital. There are no funds out there. Let's explore the idea. So that started in 99, 2000. It wasn't after the sort of .com thing kind of exploded.
Yeah, a little bit of a crash. Yeah, a little bit of a problem there.
We couldn't. It was tough to raise a fund, but we finally got a fund raised in 2005 with CalPERS and a bunch of banks.
Okay.
The first fund in 2005, $55 million. Second fund, $120 million, 2012.
And I think that's when you and I met originally. We hadn't talked over this last several years, but I think I met you back when I was building some video security distributorship businesses, and you guys were just getting your CalPERS money and launching. So talk to us about now. What does the business look like today?
Well, the fund currently right now, we launched our third fund. It'll be about $175 million.
Wow, that's a big fund.
We're looking to deploy at least. Yeah. We're looking to deploy at least half of that. Sort of like, again, Sacramento, San Joaquin Valley, traditional businesses, sort of non-tech oriented. In other words, later stage tech companies are fine, but sort of the early stage, semiconductor software development is sort of not us.
Right.
But later stage businesses that are looking for some additional capital or, there's a generational change.
Okay. Maybe to take out the existing owners, take out mom and dad, so young children can come in or the up and comers.
Yeah, or support third party buyers looking to buy the business from a legacy owner, and
right,
because the kids don't want to run it. The kids became with dentists, doctors, school teacher, but don't want to run the manufacturing business.
Right. Now we were talking about entrepreneurial dreams early on, and those dreams look so different. What do you run into out there when you're talking to family businesses and they're trying to raise additional money to grow? What do those dreams look like?
As you know, it's all about the entrepreneur and their ability to sort of cobble together sort of a business plan for themselves. So again, our fund, we probably look at a couple hundred opportunities a year. We maybe do 2% of those.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So there's probably, even to get into that pipeline, I would say they're all good ideas. But from there to the execution, where they can kind of really looks like a business that people can sort of derive economic returns, it's tough.
Yes. So you are very, very selective. What do you look for? What do those 2% look like? What characteristics do they have?
First, sort of the character.
The character of the founder or the owner.
Yeah. So is there someone that is okay having a partner?
Okay. Because you guys can be a little bit invasive at times, can't you, as an investor?
No, we're good guys.
I've had a few private equity partners. I've heard sometimes you guys are evasive.
Those are the other
invasive,
guys.
Excuse me.
Those are the other guys.
Okay.
Again, all of those. The idea, and you'll see hopefully when you talk with one of our colleagues that the idea is to try to develop a sort of a roadmap that we're all willing to sort of live with and understand the outcomes and kind of like have a plan for what the company's going to look like 3 or 4 or 5 years down the road. That's probably part of the vision is, okay, what do we want this thing to look like?
Right.
3, 4, 5 years down the road. How do we deploy the capital?
You're looking for something that has growth potential, right? In order for you to exit that investment, it's got to become a lot more valuable.
That's right. And also we're looking for someone that has or interested in execution. It could be a great sector that's going to grow a lot. But there's those entrepreneurs that sometimes take a good business and turn into a lousy
Yeah.
opportunity, and people that turn into so-so opportunity into a great business.
Right. How do you, when you talk to an entrepreneur, you're judging his ability to scale a company, and sometimes these entrepreneurs have never done that before. So, in the case of somebody who's never done it before, how do you determine their attributes for leadership and growing these companies?
And that's part of the discussion, right? So if we think, gee whiz, this company's doing $3 million in revenue or $5 million in revenue, and it looks like a nice business, and you say, gee whiz, given the sort of the profile and the background of the individuals, it looks like they can get it to 10. Right. But beyond 10, they maybe need other resources and other members of the management team, maybe outside family members, to help them get from the 10 to the 20 to the 10 to the 50.
Okay, so you're looking for people who are open-minded to taking some business planning advice from you guys.
Yeah, they may need we need to hire a couple people.
Right, right.
We may need to open up another location. Maybe some other than the family member needs to be, in charge of, purchasing. And so the things that I think the roadmap was what I referred to before is just if we want to go from 3 to 20, we all on the same page to make sure we can pull this off. And
where do you find a scalable company? So some companies you only get 2% that you like well enough to invest in. How do you find those 200 opportunities?
Yeah, so we try to do as much. We have a lot of business conferences. We connect with all the commercial banks, because many times it's the bank that tells the company, gee whiz, the company comes looking for $5 million in capital. The bank says, I can do 2.
Right.
Given the collateral and what your personal balance sheet looks like, it said, well, I need 5. And they need a sort of what they call a junior capital partner, someone other than the bank, to help them finance the opportunity. And so the bank will call us up, and we have about 20 banks that are investors in the current fund. And so they'll give us a call and says, hey, will you talk to, Mark? He's got this great opportunity, that sort of thing. He's about half the capital between us and the bank. Can do it. Are you interested?
Yeah, and sometimes you take an equity investment. Sometimes it's some kind of mezz financing.
That's right.
Is there something that's typical for Central Valley?
Everybody would prefer not to go up any equity and do it all debt. Sometimes that doesn't just work. Sometimes the company just needs equity. They can't support the debt. So I think we try to find a balance. We'd always kind of give, we try to put as much debt as possible that's comfortably the company can support. But if it needs equity, he needs equity.
Yeah. So just thinking, I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of an entrepreneur looking for this investment. Are you, is Sacramento region, is that a place where you can find great companies to invest in? Or do you said up and down the valley, and I know you have an office in San Diego as well.
That's right. I mean, California is a very robust economy, despite some of the regulatory headwinds. But it's a very robust economy. So out of the 24 deals we've done 21 in California.
Oh, okay.
We've done maybe 10 within 2 or 3 hours of Sacramento, either Sacramento Metro or down to Stockton or a place like that. So it's very vibrant, and we've done maybe half a dozen deals right in the Sacramento Metro area, which have been great. They've turned out actually to be very profitable opportunities.
Any success stories right here in Sacramento?
We invested in Bonnie Plumbing when the Bonnies were running Bonnie Plumbing about 10 years ago.
Nice.
Great operators, wonderful company, good leaders. I mean, it was an honor to work with the Bonnies. And we worked with the
Thank you for silencing your cell phone, Jose.
Sorry about that. That was my
That was
bad.
some good music. I'm like, oh, we got some new theme music coming on. That actually sounded pretty good.
Not as good as Revolution.
We only have a minute left, so the Bonnie Plumbing story is awesome. We've had Alan Crick, one of the guys that's on the new management team of Bonnie. But yeah, that's such a success story, and the Bonnies, from what I hear and from what they look like, just seem like the nicest people in the world.
Yeah, that's like the sort of prototypical story of everyone that sort of did it right. They're very good people, treated their employees great to the community, participated, really wanted their customers to be extremely happy with them. So part of their success story when we looked at the company was the proportion of repeat customers.
Yeah.
So if you have 10,000 customers in a year, whatever, needing their services, that next year, right, maybe 6,000 to 7,000, right, would have that Lonnie Plumbing magnet refrigerator.
So advice to you entrepreneurs, get those repeat customers. That is so important. Any other closing thoughts, advice to entrepreneurs as they think about taking on investment capital from a fund like your fund, Jose?
I mean, they should also do their due diligence on the funds. There's, you mentioned before some, situations that might have been bumpy, but there are a lot of guys that are great operators.
Yes.
With a lot of success stories, and it becomes very much a win-win for everybody to the extent the entrepreneur is willing to work and benefit from the experiences and the company building experiences that the private equity fund has had. And the private equity fund has a history of respecting and working closely and
adding value. A lot of times the right private equity partner could actually add value with the right connections to customers, to key management. They can provide it in a way that really helps you to realize your dream. Jose, I want to thank you for coming on the show today. I know this kind of flew by, but awesome guest, and we love what you're doing for our community, because the right investment capital into these small businesses, these medium-sized businesses, can make all the difference for economic growth, job growth right here in our region. When we return, we will meet Mr. Steve Swan. Steve is the founder and CEO of Valley Healthcare. Join the revolution at HaneyBiz.com. This is the HaneyBiz Project.